Excellent. So I have progressed down the road.
There you go.
I have got myself a key. I have been bitten by a snake. I have dispatched 2 orcs, and I fell in a pit and bruised my shoulder. It's going pretty well. I'll say this has been a very successful adventure.
Okay. Further up the passage on the west wall, you see
I've also
another
lost the number,
similar door.
so this is going to go well.
You listen at the door and grimace to hear the worst singing you have ever heard in your life. Do you want to go into the room to investigate this hideous din, or walk on up the passageway?
I would quite like to avoid the Justin Bieber concert and carry on down the corridor.
You eventually arrive at the end of the passage at a 3-way junction. You may either turn to the west or to the east.
I assume that none of these junctions have, you know, British road markings on them. Maybe one of them's an A road, maybe one of them's a motorway, maybe there's like a Wild Bean cafe next to it.
No.
Okay, so do I go west or do I go east? Well, east has worked out so very well for me so far, so I will go west.
Well, it's peaceful there.
We're just going to keep making the same joke and go through.
It works nice. The passageway runs straight for several meters and then ends at a wooden door. You listen at the door and hear angry shouting coming from within. Will you investigate or turn back?
I will take out my mobile phone and I will call the police on 101 to report a potential domestic disturbance. No, you're not going to buy for that?
No.
Fine. In that case, I will investigate. I will get my fedora on and you know, be a hero for the local community.
You open the door to a large room. A large chair behind a solid-looking table suggests to you that someone, or something, of rank uses this room. A chest center catches your eye. In the corner of the room stands a man-sized creature with a warty face, standing over a smaller creature of a similar race. With the whip in his hand, the Orc chieftain has been beating his servant, who is whimpering beneath him. Will you A. attack them both, B. spring at the chieftain in the hope that his servant will aid you, or C. leave the room and head back for the junction?
If I look around the room, do I see it as any sort of like BDSM parlor? Is the smaller creature using like the safe word at this point? They really did write these books for children, didn't they? Crikey. I will do the thing that will probably get me killed, and I will spring at the chieftain in the hope that his servant will aid me, and I will curse his inevitable betrayal.
Okay. As you spring at the chieftain, his servant rises to his feet, picks up a hefty wooden stick, and joins the melee. But, to your disappointment, he attacks you. Ungrateful wretch. Seeing this, you may escape through the door down the corridor, or continue the fight. If you choose to escape, you suffer normal escaping penalties. Again, escaping penalty in this case being a 2-point stamina hit.
Well, I've essentially I think I've gone with my first option. I've interrupted what was in fact a lovely scene between the two of them. Right, I guess. You know what? I'm going to teach them a lesson in morality, and that moral is don't point sticks at adventurers that are breaking up fights. That's a moral lesson.
You need to deliver a sound thrashing, are you?
I will commence thrashing them, sir, and I will enjoy you trying to remember the rules for multiple combat.
It's very simple. You fight them one at a time.
Oh.
It says, unless it says otherwise, it hasn't said otherwise. In fact, it specifically says, fight them one at a time.
I like the fact that they're doing this kung fu film style, by just kind of like standing up all in a nice little neat row and only attacking me one at a time. That is very considerate.
So you'll be dealing with the Orc Chieftain first.
Okay. Oh, Brian Blake.
Begin your melee.
So, he's got a slightly higher skill set than the other lot. I'm not sure I'm liking this so much. Okay, I will roll 4 and 6, so I roll 10. So in your face, Orc Chieftain.
The Orc Chieftain merely rolled a 9, taking to a total of 16, compared to your 22, I believe.
Yes, 22. Naturally, he doesn't beat through my amazing defences, and I give him the jolly good thrashing he deserves. So that exactly. So that takes him down to 4. Do I then fight the servant, or do I fight the chieftain again?
If I'm reading the thing correctly, it's you kill one, then move on to the other.
Ah, feel it. Never mind. No, it says you fight them one at a time if you defeat them both. It doesn't really matter, I guess, at this point. Anyway, let's continue with the chieftain. Let's assume the servant is, pointing the stick at me, occasionally jabbing.
Cudgel, dishing out some jibber jabber.
Yeah, he's giving his boss a traditional villain pep talk. He's like, "You get him, boss! You show him who's the biggest orc." However, it worked. Wasn't really sure what was going on in that voice. I scored an average 7.
Somewhat less than average 4, so we get tagged again. I'm seeing the skill of 12 is a really big advantage in this game.
It's a really huge advantage. I am very skillful, what can I say? So that takes him down to 2, and I remain unscathed.
He's bleeding profusely at this point, and I may or may not just be saying that to be able to say profusely.
I'm hoping you're not saying it so that I have to draw it. And then final round, hopefully. I score a mighty 10, which is the 22 again.
Given that I rolled a 3, I'm reasonably sure he stabbed himself.
I think that my hero gave him such a witty put down that he just choked up.
Committed seppuku to get over the shame?
Yes, I think that's exactly what he did. I think, he had a moment of deep realization, worked out what he was doing with his life, saw that he'd been beating his now apparently quite loyal servant, and thought, you know what, I'm not good enough for this earth, and...
Unfortunately, the death of his master does not seem to have persuaded the servant. In fact, if anything, he might seem somewhat irked by that loss, as he attacks you with his cudgel.
So, let's have a look. I scored a slightly above average 8 against the servant's skill of 5.
And I rolled a 10, which a lot of this would be helpful, but would have needed you to roll snake eyes for that to even attack you.
Marvellous. I'm loving this high level, it makes this so much easier. So he is down from an initially quite low stamina of 3 to a stamina of 1. And then...
You'll look to finish him with a single blow or strike him a second time?
Completely average 7.
I'm going to go with that was a strike him a second time. Yeah, the 9 he rolled isn't going to be enough to save his life either.
Aww. I'd like to think that as the servant falls down, he outstretches his warty claw in the direction of his former master and says, "Soon we will be together again." It's a touching moment.
The green blood of the dead orcs smells foul as it seeps from their bodies. You step around the corpses and investigate the chest. It is a sturdy affair, made of strong oak and iron. And
this is like a box in the room, right? I'm not now just like fumbling a dead orc.
And it is firmly locked. You may try to smash the lock with your sword, or leave it alone and go through the open door.
Can I try and smash it with the orc's weapons rather than my own, please? Apparently not. I will try to smash through the lock with my sword.
Okay. The lock is obviously inadequate. It flies off and lands on the floor several meters away. You lift up the heavy lid and your eyes widen as you see the gold sheen coming from within. A fair number of gold pieces are inside. In one corner lies a small black bottle with a tight glass stopper containing a liquid of some kind. Also in the chest is a silky black glove.
It's really not distracting from my earlier thoughts about what was going on in this room.
But as you are admiring this treasure, you hear a soft click. You wince in pain as a small dart shoots forwards into your stomach. Given that this sounds like a GM thing to do, I've rolled the dice for you.
Oh, thanks.
And I roll a 5, so the effect of the poison is to take 5 points of stamina off you.
What? 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 I'm not happy about this. So I need to reduce my stamina.
I could roll a 6.
Yeah, thanks. That's a yeah, lovely. Good work. Okay, so that's from 18 minus 5, so that brings me to 30. Yeah.
You sink to the floor. You pull the dart out and decide to bandage the wound. This gives some relief. You still feel weak. You decide to take it easy and examine the contents of the chest, but if you wish, you may eat some provisions here. There are 25 gold pieces, and the label on the bottle shows it to be a potion of invisibility, good for 1 dose.
Sweet.
The glove is a mystery. You may put any or all of these into your haversack and leave the room. So the only question I need to ask you at this point is, are you going to eat any provisions?
I see.
Provisions restoring 4 stamina.
Nice. Okay. Well, in that case, I think quite literally I might call this a night, and I will eat some of my provisions. And I will loot as much crap as I can, I would have thought. I like the fact that my pack is going to contain a random black glove.
A potion of invisibility and 26 gold pieces.
I know, but I'm really intrigued what this glove is for. It's like, I don't really care about the goal anymore. It's like, what's the glove for? Am I going to make like a Strokes album cover that will therefore not be sold in America like that and can only be sold in Britain, which then confuses me greatly when it comes to downloading the album artwork?
I was working on the theory that maybe their version of Michael Jackson wore 1 black glove instead of 1 white one.
Maybe. Okay, so 25 gold. I'm rich.
Then don't forget the one you received earlier.
I know, so it makes 26. So it's a potion of Invis.
For 1 dose. 1 dose only.
Kid, if I drink half of it, does that make like 1/2 of me go invisible? And so, you know, if I'm hiding behind curtains, my feet will go invisible, because that's all you really need.
Or not.
And I will eat my provisions, which means my stamina will increase by 4.
Taking you back up to 17.
Exactly.
But
But
reducing
my
your
provisions are now down to 9. Excellent. I feel that I have done well. I've got some loot. I've got a key. I've got some potions. I had a mouse, and then I let him be free.
You were attacked by a snake, you fell in a pit, and got shot by a treasure chest.
Yeah, that wasn't the highlight, admittedly. But still, I feel that was a rather successful little dungeon dive.
You have not yet defeated the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, but you certainly have dealt with several of his minions. And
After all of that procrastinating, I need to write glove in my little inventory.
glove, black. And did you write the details of the key down?
I've got a key with the word 99 on it, so it might in fact be made out of chocolate.
Well, number and bronze.
Bronze. Yes, I have totally written down the full details of all the equipment I have got and did not need any prompting whatsoever. Oh no.
Yeah, you'd make a terrible role player, wouldn't you?
Maybe I'd be just getting into the story and therefore would forget all the stuff that I actually had.
Which is all well and good until the point you actually need it and can't evidence that you had it in the first place.
If you want to use facts to prove your case, then you can win any argument, can't you?
With good reason, I take that. Anyway, we seem to be segueing into our usual. I would soon say.
Abuse is what we're segueing in. Right. In that case, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Johnson, for being a most excellent and able GM.
Cheers.
Yeah, you win. Bye now.